really does. The basketball team I'm taking means a lot to me personally. That means a whole lot. And when I take something under my arms, it's important that I feel that I have to be successful at doing it. And the only reason I feel that I can be successful, it has nothing to do with me internally. It's what I believe that's upstairs that pushes me in the direction that I need to go in. You see, if someone would have told this little boy when he was 3, 4, 5, 6 years old that he would end up in Tulsa, in Arkansas, or back in Tulsa, no, never would have believed it. If someone would have told this little boy many years ago that you'll be coaching on the highest of levels, would you believe it? Back then, no. But then I know one thing old Granny taught me. She says you better believe. And if you believe, everything's possible. Everything and anything is possible if you believe. Believe in what you're doing and believe in what's upstairs. And she used to say the big guy in the sky. That's who you got to believe. I'll tell you my last little story of my grandfather. This is really cute. I was 10 years old. And it kind of helped me get started. They called me Sam. That was my nickname. Sam did. Sam. And you know, he was like a preacher kind of guy. You know, he did sermons. And matter of fact, I probably copy him in his voice when I do the speaking engagement. He said, the 10-year-old boy, son, back in those days, a pop bottle, some of you are not that understanding, you could go to the neighborhood store and get a deposit of 2 pennies back from the bottle. Pretty good. You go buy a pop. After you drink the pop, you go back to the store, you get, hey, 2 pennies. That's pretty good. So this little boy, he was 10 years old, saved up all the bottles during the winter. People throw them away, he'd go get them. People that called him over, they knew he was saving, he'd come get them. And he'd pat them in his little wagon. He had a little wagon. And all winter long, man, he packed those bottles and he got it stacked up. Here comes May, school's out. He gets his wagon and he's going across the street to the neighborhood store. And the wheels begin to shake. Then all of a sudden, pop! One of those wheels popped off and the wagon overturned and some of the bottles hit the ground. And the little boy said, damn! And there was a preacher, like my grandfather, standing on the corner. He heard that. So he said to the little boy, he says, son, come here. Do you know you should never use that word? He said, yes, sir. He said, so the next time something happens to you, you just got to believe. And look up into the skies and say, hallelujah. Do you understand that? The little boy said, yes, sir. Now you got to believe, he says. Yes, sir. He said, now let me tell you this. Pick up the remainder of the bottles that didn't get broken and put them on that wagon. And get that wheel on that wagon. You can do it, but you got to believe you can do it. He said, yes, sir, I can do it. Start it again. Then he said, don't forget, as he well look back, you got to believe. Hallelujah. Thank you. He started going, and that wagon started shaking. And he said, I believe. I do believe. And it kept shaking. I believe, he said. And it kept, and all of a sudden, it popped loose again. The wagon overturned again. He looked up into the heavens and he said, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Look what happened. The wheels jumped back on the wagon. Boop. The bottles that broke down the street was fixing in the air, coming back on the wagon. And he looked back and the preacher said, damn. I thought about that. He said to me, the preacher's only the messenger, son. You have to believe. That made a whole lot of sense. He says, there's a lot of people in the world just like that. They can tell you, but they don't believe it. They can tell you. So don't kill the messenger. Just learn how to believe. So when we won the national championship, I was saying that every we won the NIT. I kept saying, "Yeah, I know you can win. I know you can win." I'm just preaching. And I'm saying, "Oh Lord, do I know this?" Yes, I know it. And so when they did do it, I said, "Dang it, they did it." I was the messenger. I want to end it up by